Getting all those countries to agree on a strategy to tackle climate change can be a daunting task. As Owen explained earlier, I spoke to Lord Julian Hunt, emeritus professor of climate modeling, Department of Earth Sciences, University College London, and an honorary professor at the University of Cambridge. I asked him about the best hope for handling the climate change crisis.
The great thing really was that the United States and China both made serious commitments, serious plans for their future use of fossil fuel energy, and basically they both wanted to reduce it. The United States, because of fracking and the use of that gas, they will be able to bring their carbon emissions down more quickly, but they have a plan for it. China, on the other hand, has a longer-term problem because they're still mining a lot of coal, but they nevertheless have a plan to reduce that. So I think with these two big countries having a plan, we should be hopefully confident that other countries eventually, if not immediately, will start following their lead.
What kind of commitments can we expect from all these other countries? How big of a challenge will that be?
Australia is just recently, with their change of government, moved around from a position of accepting the importance of climate change to this position of the present government not accepting that and wanting to sort of develop Australia's coal industry and so on. So obviously, if a government comes into power with a particular plan, they've got to be a little bit delicate before they turn around. But I think in the end, they will have to do that. And the question is, countries like China and Japan will have to sort of put pressure on Australia.
What has been the impact of climate change in Latin America? Obviously, we're talking about a big region with big geography, big terrain, very much different kind of terrain depending on where you're talking about.
The Amazon has been fluctuating. There has been a big reduction of the burning of the forests has been accentuated, and of course the burning of the forests in South America leads to carbon emissions, which has a global impact. And then one's had this progressive reduction of the glaciers. And in fact, the glaciers in Chile, which again I have visited, are sliding down into the sea. There's a bigger movement of ice into the sea in Chile than there is in Alaska, for example. Off South America, in the Marshall Islands or Micronesia, sometimes the whole island is covered in water because the sea level rise is accentuated, and those islands, as you may know, are planning evacuations.
Finally, I want to ask you a question about financing. Which countries, I should say, should shoulder the responsibility, the burden of, emissions caused by deforestation and degradation? So
I think there's some very clear and precise ways in which this could be done by the richer countries. And I think very much part of the negotiations in Lima and next year in Paris, following on previous ones, there will be this question of funding to ensure a sustainable future.